Over 60 years after the India-China border war, China's speed of infrastructure building continues to concern us. The LAC between India and China is over 3,000 kilometers long. Now, over the last few years, China has built roads, airfields, bridges, military camps and tunnels along the LAC. This allows the PLA to rapidly move troops right up to the LAC to threaten India, which is what they did in May 2020. But today, we want to talk about the central sector, which is the area of the LAC facing China. It covers the states of Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. The central sector is around 545 kilometers long, and it's been largely peaceful except for a stray incident in 2019. But interestingly, beginning this year, China started building a camp just 50 kilometers away from the line of actual control across Himachal Pradesh. The site of the camp is in a river valley in Tibet, and it's near a place called Rubang. My colleague Nivriti Mohan recently spent a week covering India's infrastructure build-up in Ladakh. She obtained these exclusive satellite images from Sentinel. Sentinel is a commercial satellite with a resolution of 10 meters. It passes over the LAC every 5 days, and we've managed to track China's camp building activity in this sector, the central sector. Nivriti, just run us through what the experts have told you about this very interesting new Chinese camp that's come across the central sector and the LAC.
So this is the camp, this is the location where the camp has come up, and it is just 50 kilometers from the line of actual control in the middle sector between Himachal and Uttarakhand. So this has come up here, just 50 kilometers.
Right, so
this is the location.
March, where there's no activity this year.
Right.
There's zero activity. It's a river valley, it's quiet, peaceful, there's no activity.
We can see that this is the area which is occupied.
Right.
But the images of March show that there is no activity.
Now in May, you suddenly start seeing vehicles being parked there. There's some signs of activity in that region.
Right.
Interesting.
We spoke to the experts.
Yeah.
And the experts told us that this U, you can see the red U here.
Yeah, I see those.
This could be the parked vehicles,
here.
Yeah. And these red spots here.
Right.
These could be some military tents or stores.
Stores,
here.
that's right. Kept under camouflage netting or something.
Yeah, the black spots above here. Somewhere here the black spots are there. These could be the military stores which are under camouflage.
Right. Right.
So this has come up within the period of 7 months only, starting from March, where there was no activity in this area.
Right, and this is the central sector where usually there's no controversy. We don't have any disputes in the central sector. But now what are we seeing here, Nivriti? Now we're looking at September.
This is the latest image of
images.
September.
Right.
Now earlier we were seeing here some signs of temporary tents which looked white signs over here.
So this temporary.
But now you can see some permanent structures which have come up here. Around 2 to 4 permanent structures are there, and some temporary tents are there. So it has come as a full-fledged military camp of PLA here now. Occupation is nearly complete, and they have built probable winter structures here to support their troops in winters as well. That means that they are going to stay here in winters.
So from an area where there was absolutely no military activity, in a span of just 6 months, the PLA has just created a camp like in the middle of nowhere. There's just wilderness, and there, in the span of 6 months, they've created this new camp. So in the span of just 6 months, the PLA has just created a camp in the middle of the wilderness. What are the experts telling you about the kind of troops that would be deployed over here? Would it be a battalion, most likely?
Yes, they will be deploying a battalion here, and they will be staying here in the winters. That means they are going to stay here in winters. They are not earlier. What PLA used to do is that they used to build some temporary camps, and then they would go back in winters.
Right.
But this time along, it seems that they have built some permanent structures here, and they are going to stay here in winters.
So this winter, it's very interesting. So as we are entering the 4th consecutive winter after the tensions with the PLA began in 2020, the PLA has just prepared a new camp across the LAC in a sector that was believed to be quiet until now. And now we have The permanent presence of the PLA, a battalion or battalion plus in an area that was believed to be quiet without any disputes, but right now, just 50 kilometers away from the LAC, you have a PLA unit that's sitting there waiting for winter to set in.